What is going on, everybody? I'm coming at you with another deck profile. This is a profile of my first place green Ceresmon deck at the Pacific Locals for Geekitude, and this deck is really consistent. I went undefeated in the tournament, and it has a lot of great features. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting off with our eggs. We're running 1 Argomon and 4 Minomon. The reasoning behind this is, yes, the Argomons are great for getting you additional memory on your turn. However, green doesn't always need a ton of memory, and the only form of removal that green has is being able to beat over things. So having the additional bonuses from Minomon really help out in matchups against Omnimon or Raiden Lordmon. When it comes to our rookies, we're running 4 Goblimon. Again, he's a 2-drop rookie at 3000 DP. He's extremely strong, and he does a lot for the deck to give you consistency and, again, help limit your opponent's memory. We're running 2 Tentomons here. Tentomons are good, just additional ways of suspending your opponent's Digimon, as well as just being a nice rookie to Digivolve into. Gives you a bit more control, helps out with Rookie Rush a little bit. Argomon, again, 2-drop rookie, 3000 DP, does the exact same thing as Goblimon. We're playing 2 of those. We're playing 2 Terriermons. These are great cards. They help a lot against Rookie Rush or decks that want to run Hammer Spark. Basically nullifies that. And it's, again, another rookie, helps you be as consistent as possible. We're playing 4 Agumons. Agumon is a fantastic card. 1000 DP on your turn unconditionally is super great as an inheritable. It's going to help you beat over things when your megas are only 12 and 11,000. He really helps them bump up to 13, 14, 15,000 with additional bonuses. If you have Agumon and Minomon underneath one of your megas, they're 13 or 14k just with those 2 Digimon. So great inheritables to have. Moving on to our champions, we're running 4 Vegimons. Vegimon is amazing. He is a 4-drop champion with 6000 DP, means that he dodges Omnimon Alter S, and he doesn't kind of screw you. You might brick a little bit, but if you got Vegimon, then you can just drop him. Yeah, you might give your opponent some memory, but it's not the worst case scenario, and he's going to dodge a lot of the removal effects, so it's a great card to have. We're playing 2 Woodmons. Again, those additional blockers. He's a 2 to Digivolve, 5 to play, 6000 DP. And green's always going to want to have blockers. They help with a lot of matchups, Rookie Rush, any red matchups without piercing, a whole lot of things he's great for. Just gives us additional security and time to build up our board with our units in the raising area. We're playing 2 of the champion Argomon. This Argomon is Digisorption 2, so you can suspend and get a free Digivolution into him. He's just going to give us additional Digivolution targets for our Ceresmon to help us beat over our opponent's Digimon. We're playing 4 Gargomons. Gargomons are super important for this deck. Again, they are going to be giving us bonuses to our Digimon, helping them swing over, tough Digimon like Omnimon, Raiden Lordmon. I can't say how many times that this card came in handy for me for my Ceresmon when I had Agumon, Minomon, and Gargomon, giving me that little bit extra oomph to get over my opponent's Digimon. Moving on to our ultimates, we're running 1 Rapidmon for the same reason that we're running the Gargomons. He's kind of additional guarantee that we're going to be able to swing over our opponent's Digimon and really helping us going forward and buffing up our bigger Digimon. He's also only a 2-cost of Digivolve Ultimate, so he definitely gives you some flexibility there. You can leave your opponent at 1 memory pretty easily with him, and he's only 6 cost to play flat, so he's not super expensive. Next, we have 4 Blossomons. Blossomon is fantastic. Digisorption, I think, is insanely strong, and being able to Digivolve into Blossomon for free and then go into your Mega in the same turn, even if you have to, suspend your Blossomon to go into your Mega, if your opponent doesn't have anything to answer it and you can starve them pretty well, then it's a great choice to do this. Argomon, we're playing 1 of them. Obviously, we'd play 4 of them if they weren't restricted, but this card is extremely good as well with the inheritable of being able to play 1 level 3 green Digimon without paying its memory cost is pretty sweet. Even if it is suspended, it just lets you flood the board really hard, and it's a really strong card. It's 8 to play flat. Not ideal, but if you can Digisorb into it, it's an additional target for your Ceresmon, and a fantastic card. We're also playing 1 Metal Tyrannomon. This card's kind of meme-like, and it doesn't do... it works in a couple of different scenarios, and while it is kind of a meme, I think it definitely has some merit, because the primary way for us to clear Digimon is by attacking over them. Having this Metal Tyrannomon lets you get rid of multiple Digimon in one turn. So, for example, you're swinging over an Omnimon and you have to get rid of something else to prevent lethal. If you have a Metal Tyrannomon underneath your Digimon, you can swing twice if it's level 6 or higher, maybe even 3 times. So it's not a once per turn, and it's pretty great, especially when you combo it with something like Bancho Stingmon. It does so much work for you. Our last ultimate that we're running is 2 Cherrymons, gives us 4 blockers in the deck. It's 7,000 DP and only 2 costs to Digivolve. This is really, really good against things like Rookie Rush, because they basically can't attack into you. If you have Cherrymon out, 7,000 stops things like Vmon, it stops things like Gorillamon from swinging over your blockers, and it's really, really good, and it's really hard to deal with. And there's lots of times when someone only has a 4,000 DP Digimon, and they're stuck swinging into your Cherrymon, and they think they can trade with you for 6,000, but they can't because he's bigger. Also benefits is that he can attack with no penalty, even though he's a blocker. So if you have to swing to get rid of something and you're safe next turn, Cherrymon's your man. Moving on to our Megas, we're running 3 Mega Gargomon. This card is like Puppetmon Light on Digivolution, and you can go into him for 4. You can often, Digisorption into a card, then go into Mega Gargomon in one turn, even if you only have 1 memory, which is insanely valuable, and it basically helps you prolong the game a bit longer, even if you're going into him suspended. If their opponent doesn't have anything who can swing over him, then he's extremely strong and extremely capable of just holding his own. And then if the opponent's Digimon is still suspended the next turn, you basically get a free security attack +1, and you're swinging for 2 security with Mega Gargomon. I actually won a couple of games because I had multiple Mega Gargomons out, and I swung for 4 security with just 2 attacks and went for lethal. Really strong Digimon in general, and really, really good with what we're trying to do, which is swinging over opponent's Digimon. Moving over to Ceresmon, this card is pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of the crux of the deck. It's a 5 cost to Digivolve, but it is only 2 if you Digisorption, which is insanely cheap for Mega. You can go into it for basically nothing. And, there's multiple times where I've had multiple Ceresmon out, and I've been able to Digisorption into a Ceresmon by using my opponent's Digimon, and that's kind of the dream. And there's also been situations where the Digisorption has helped me win the game by giving me enough suspended Digimon to be able to swing over my opponent's Digimon. So super valuable card. It really is the basis of this deck. What it's trying to do is just swing over opponent's Digimon and just keep them controlled and stop them from having anything on the field. If they're all suspended and they're all destroyed, the opponent can't come back and threaten you with anything, and then it's just game over for them. So really great card and really, really valuable in this deck. We're playing 4 of them because you really want to be able to go into it as much as possible. Our last Mega, we're running 1 Bancho Stingmon. Bancho Stingmon is kind of a card that I actually didn't get to use at all in the tournament. I didn't play it once, mostly because when you're running 1, I either got it when the game was over, or I got it too early and I wasn't able to use it and I lost the game from bricking. Though I didn't lose any matches, I went 2-1 a couple of times. Also, it ended up in my security a couple of times as well, which is less than ideal. But essentially, the reason for playing the Bancho Stingmon is he is additional removal tool for you to get over things like Omnimon, Rhino-Lordmon, you name it. He gets security attack +2 if he's swinging over a Digimon that has 12,000 DP or more, and he gets plus 7,000 DP. He's a huge boss monster, and he works really great on top of Metal Tyrannomon, and with hidden potential discovered, if you need to, if you have 2 memory left and you only have Bancho Stingmon, and you only have a level 5 out, what you can do is you can play a 2-cost rookie, you're at 0 memory, you tap it, you play hidden potential discovered, and you go into Bancho Stingmon and swing for game. So he can do a lot of things for you. He can really command a game, and he can really turn things around for you when it looks like it's lost. He's definitely a comeback card, but he's very situational, and if you don't draw into him, it's not the end of the world. He's not the main strategy. He's kind of like a nice to have, and you could honestly swap him out if you're not finding a lot of use for him. What you could do is that if you're not wanting to play Bancho at all, you can swap out your 1 Metal Tyrannomon for an extra Cherrymon, and then you can go from Bancho. You take him out, you can play a Puppetmon, you can play another Mega Gargomon if you want. You could play a Rusty Tyrannomon if you want to. There's lots of ways that you can play this deck. It's super flexible. That's the way green is, and there's so many different options for you. When it comes to our option cards, and our Tamers, we're playing 1 Hidden Potential Discovered because card's broken. Free Digivolution reduced by 5 is absolutely absurd. I'm not sure how this card was ever released, but, it's limited to 1 now, and we're not able to play with it at full power. Obviously, this card was limited for the next box because BT4 has a Nidhoggmon, and going into Nidhoggmon for free is absolutely absurd. For Tamers, we're playing also 3 Flower Cannons. Flower Cannon is pretty self-explanatory. Generally, you want to see this in your security, but I actually won a game by just hard playing 3. I had 6 memory. I hard played 3 flower cannons to suspend all the guy's blockers, and then I swung for game. So it has a ton of versatility. It can do so many different things for you, but I wouldn't I wouldn't count on, you know, getting it in your hand. I often, if I end up losing games, it's because I've gotten a bunch of flower cannons super early, and that's never good to see because it limits your draw power and it's not in your security where you want to see it, because it, you know, that can save you from multiple different attacks. And lastly, we're playing 3 Mimis. Mimi is just, I think, the best tamer in the game right now. Being able to hatch an additional egg or promote additional time each turn gives you so much versatility and so much flexibility that you can go for lethal when otherwise you wouldn't be able to. So, for example, like they have 1 security left, you've got 1 level 5 Digimon out, you have nothing in your raising area, you hatch, you have a rookie, you Digivolve into that rookie, you promote, that's game. So Mimi can really just not only help you push for lethal, but help you flood the board and create advantage by giving you additional draws. And getting additional draws for free is amazing, and it makes this green deck super consistent because it lets you cycle through everything as fast as possible. This deck is really good. It is probably one of the best decks in this format right now. I don't think it really has any terrible matchups. I think it can beat literally any deck. It can beat Shine Greymon, it can beat Omnimon, it can beat Rookie Rush, it can beat literally anything. I mean, obviously if decks brick, they brick, but if your deck's not bricking, or you can at least get some play out of it, you're not going to have a matchup that's like doomed from the start. Shine Greymon can be difficult if they get a TK out pretty early because you're not able to starve them from memory. But even if they do get a TK out, if you can get a Ceresmon out pretty early, they'll never be able to go into Shine Greymon. You'll never give them enough to go into Shine because they'll never have Digimon on the field. They'll have to basically save it in the raising area, and then they're going to be giving you 1 memory on your turn by playing the Shine, and there's no way they're going to be able to wipe out your entire board because you're going to have so many Digimon. If they leave their Shine, like their Digimon in the raising area for their entire turn, they're either going to lose the game before they get Shine out, or when they get Shine out, they're not going to be able to clear your entire board, and then you'll just be able to swing over it, killing it next turn, or just swing for game in the turn afterwards. So Shine takes way too long, and this deck is really fast. So if you're not breaking, then you should win the Shine Greymon matchup. Played a mirror matchup as well. The first game I bricked, and then otherwise it was pretty straightforward. Mega Gargomon is such a valuable card if you can get it out, especially if you can get it out for free with Hidden Potential discovered. Using the Digivolve Cards as well, super duper good. All in all, I don't know if it's the best deck in the meta right now. It's definitely up there in the first tier. It's going to top a lot of tournaments still, even with the nerfs to the consistency with Hidden Potential discovered and Argomon. I think it actually hurts more that the Argomon was limited than the Hidden Potential discovered, because I don't think you'd ever play more than 2 or 3 of the HPDs anyways. I think that Argomon just makes it hurt a little bit more and its consistency. But all in all, it's a really fun deck. It can really stop people from being able to play the game, and it's really fun and satisfying to use. So enjoy, and I hope you guys win some tournaments of your own with this deck.